was a short and impromptu something, but honestly, I just want to quickly do this. We've been having challenges with yam. It's this afternoon I'll be discussing, is yam actually going into extinction? You'll be worried or you'll be concerned as, okay, what's our business with yam? What's whatever with yam? What's my business with yam? Normally I don't plant yam. Yes, I don't plant yam. But you know what? I eat pounded yam a lot. I love eating pounded yam. I'm from Ekiti, if you don't know. So I love eating pounded yam. Mortar pounded yam, not the Oyibo one. Sorry to use that word. I'm a village person. Now, why am I doing this impromptu? It keeps coming to me. You see, Nigeria is one of the highest produce yam in Nigeria, and even some of the yams that are exported through Ghana are coming from Nigeria. People cumbersome, as in you want to export, they give you a lot of wahala. At the end of the day, the yam got spoiled before you even leave the spot. Sorry, I'm learning to slow down. I'm learning. Okay, so what was I saying? Is yam going into extinction? Now, if you get to the market, check any market around you, check your market, check everywhere. You find out that a tuber of yam, an average tuber of yam now is costing like 1,015. Yes, an average tuber of yam. Why is that so? You see, in the last few days, the area, you all first need to know this, farmers are the one producing yam. The process of producing yam is extremely cumbersome. Then in addition again to all the challenges yam farmers are facing, I'm going to itemize them. Like I said, I'm not going to stay much here this afternoon. I'm going to spend maybe just 30 minutes of 20-something minutes, and I'll just say what I want to say. Now, see, the challenges we're having, why yam prices will keep increasing and why is it increasing. Let's start from the production. From the production of yam, it is manually done, and you need to make a big heaps, as in, yeah, it's called ebe in Yoruba. You make a big heaps for making the yam. When you make the heaps, you put the yam inside, and then farmers believe the bigger your heaps, the bigger your yam will be. So now, how many people want to make the heaps? This take us back to our previous discussion on farm workers. We leave that there. That's one challenge with yam production. The second challenge we have is the herdsmen. Yes, in the southwest there, yam farmers are basically facing the challenges of herdsmen. Normally, they leave yam on the farm. You will not harvest it until when you want to replant. You now harvest, cut the one you want to plant. You plant and reserve the one you will eat. Unfortunately, now herdsmen move around in the bush. They put that when they are like in dry season now, when they are moving around and there's no food for their, the grasses are dried, so nothing for the cattle to eat. So they just pick their cutlass. They enter the farmer's farm and start need to come to the farm. You better start coming with your security. Now, the other third factor now is, okay, the bandits. The towns that are producing yams in Nigeria are Niger State. I've stayed in Niger State before. I live in Mina. I schooled in Mina, actually. So I spent about 9 years in Mina. I stayed some time before I leave that place. So in Niger State, there is one Paiko, Niger State area. They are the major producers of yam. But you find out now, because of bandits have taken over. You can Google, read the news, and check the news. I can't remember the newspaper. Currently, farmers are scared to go to the farm to produce yam, and even now, so it's a really big challenge. That's the third challenge. Herdsmen is second, bandits is the third challenge. Is why yam is becoming increasingly expensive, and like it's going into extinction. You know what I mean by extinction? The fourth other alternative I would say there is that no one want to do the extremely labor work again. You know what I mean? People don't want to. People don't want to do the extremely labor tired, expensive work again of the yam farming. So it is better now, if there's, for yam not to go into extinction, there must be a kind of machineries, a kind of machineries. I heard in Income, there's an organization, Income in Ilorin. Income produce a I learned somebody close to me went to investigate the cost of that attachment. Remember when I was talking of farm machinery? Tractor is different. The attachment you will attach to the tractor to do that work is also different. So the attachment at the back of that, the attachment at the back that will make yam moons is 2.5 million. So, you know, farmers cannot afford that. The second, yeah, Paiko, I stayed in Paiko. I stayed in Paiko for some years. They are the major, there's a market in Paiko where you load trailers of yam. And now, from the news I've been hearing, sorry, somebody put something that I'm right about Paiko. The news I've been reading is bandits have taken over Niger State. There was one of my senior big brother there that called me last week. We're discussing all the routes we used to pass, as in the routes from, when you are talking of going to Shiroro, I used to walk. Some of the names again. I go to all those places to sell pure water and all those routes now. Most times so I'm more concerned. I read a lot about Niger State. I found out bandits are taking over. You know, it's kind of scary. So what I'm saying is that yam production is reducing. In the southwest there, herdsmen are major issues, as in they are destroying their farms. They uproot yam and give to their cattle. They feed their cattle yam during the dry season. So right now, like I told you, a lot, and then the stress of making the heaps. The stress of imagine I want to make heaps. Let me tell you, we got those farm workers from Benin are the ones that are making the heaps. If not even for them, yam will have gone into extinction, as they won't have yam again. But because of those farm people that come around, they are the ones that make the heaps, and it's because of that we're able to still get some yam. But now the challenge is that, okay, will you go and be staying and be monitoring the yam on the farm so that herdsmen will not get there? That's another challenge. And right now, as I'm speaking with you, yam price, even if every other food prices come down, yam will still continuously increase, because of all these challenges I've mentioned. Farmers in Niger State presently are scared. They don't want to go to farm again because bandits are taking them. Have you heard of some area that are paying bandits before they can harvest their farm crops, or they farm for bandits before they can move to their home farm? You know, those challenges. And they are the one producing majorly. I remember when I was in Mina, we'll go to the Paiko market. I told you I saying we go to the market and we buy yam, 100 tubers of yam. You buy it for 5,000 naira. Though those were then, but at least they have enough yam then. People come from Lagos. I remember I was trying to move a load one time. All I just need to do was to just enter into the market, and I saw trailers and okay, Lagos. So what they do is how do they carry the load? Women from Abeokuta, from Mowe, Ibafo, Abeokuta, they come to Paiko to come and buy yam. So what they do is that in the trailers, if you are the first woman that buy, they will load your own in front and use something to demarcate it. There's a way they demarcate it. They will load the second woman's own. They will load it. So when they are moving, those trailers, they can use 2 days on the road. Because I remember they helped me to pack some load from Mina, moving it to Lagos. I was thinking, so I entered another vehicle thinking, I got to Lagos 2 days after. They are not here yet because they first go to Shagamu to drop. They will be branching to drop those women load according to how they load it. So it's when they finish offloading that they will come. You understand? So what I'm expressing and what I'm saying is that the challenges of yam is gradually going into extinction unless there's a odds, as in there's something that can be done. Another challenge where the production is getting reduced again is land. Yam love fertile land. That's why you see farmers go and look for where there are trees, then they plant them under the trees and use some shades to cover them. Yam do not like too much sun, as in if it has too much sun, it will start burning, it will start deteriorating, as in decaying. So it doesn't like it. So that's why they go to areas where the weather is a bit cool, and the manure. Yam needs manure. It needs nutrients to grow. It's producing tubers for you. Imagine you put something small and you're expecting triple or quadruple of that size you put there. And again, another challenge is that we plant yam with yam. See, I know IITA was doing a research. I don't know how workable that is. The research is that, okay, instead of, like, as I'm speaking with you now, this year, everybody was looking for yam sets. See, it is yam we used to plant yam. But that yam that we want to use to plant yam is the set. We call it yam set. So IITA proposed a system that, okay, some people should be breeding yam set. Now let me tell you how to breed yam set, which is another. If you want to breed yam set, it means when of it as we normally take care of the other plant, then if you take care of it like that, it will come up, then you harvest it and recut it again. That one that you plant, maybe I've developed into 8 times for you, then you recut it again. That is how to propagate the yam set, which we are not currently doing now. So actually I know nobody is doing that. That is why during planting season, right now as I'm speaking with you, everybody is looking for yam seeds, as in they are looking for the yam to plant. So it is only the few farmers that harvest some from their farm that were okay. I was showing, if you saw one video I was showing my landlord's video. My landlord is somebody, they were the one that hosts me in this community, so I nicknamed them landlord. I nicknamed him landlord specifically. So when you hear me say landlord, my landlord, he's still my landlord though. You understand? So I'm very close with the family. They're like family to me around there. So my landlord is a guy. Honestly, in one of these days, I'm working on it. I want to bring him on the interview. He's a young guy that is Yoruba is 200, and that 200, when farmer want to make heaps for yam, they will say they will say igba merin, igba meta, igba marun. You know what I mean? So when they have this kind of igba, my landlord last year said he made igba, I don't know how they calculate. They will just say igba. There's a way they pronounce it. They make a large space of land for yam. So this year, the igba he made this year, the heaps he made this year, is more than what he made last year. So because of that, he could not eat much of the yam he harvested because he need to replant them. Remember, I just told you it is yam we used to plant yam. We are going to be replanting yam. So yam does not have seed. It is the same yam you harvest. If you harvest one yam, if you want to have yam next year, you mean that one you will not eat it. You will cut it into pieces. Cut it into 8 parts. When it come out next year, you now have 8 tubers of yam. Now this is where the challenges be. If you are lucky with the way farmers are planting, if you are lucky, the 8 pieces you planted might come back and give you 8 tubers. Now another lucky is your tuber might be small, it might be big, it depends. That's where luck. But if you don't want to base on luck, it means that soil you want to use, you will treat the soil with manure. You will get extra water, like what I said, IITA proposed. So you support the soil to be able to, so that is only when you can be expecting accurate yield. So most times when a farmer plants 4,000 heaps, by the time they are checking those heaps, if it is a year that yam propagation did very well, all the heaps will have yam. If all the heaps have yam, then there's something about yam. You harvest yam 2 times. When you fall the one small, bury back the head. As you cut the bigger size, you go and eat that one. That head that you bury back, it will reproduce within this next 1 month. That small one, it will reproduce to give you another yam. But that second yam is giving you will not be as big as the first one. So it is what the farmer now does, that first set of harvesting, they will harvest it and eat. Then that second one that is there is what they will plant for the next season. But now, like I was telling you, my landlord last year, let's assume, he told me the number, but I don't know how to pronounce it in Yoruba. Let's assume he planted 4,000 last year. This year, he make heaps for like 12,000. It means that 4,000 harvest, he cannot eat all the harvest. If he eat all the harvest, he won't have enough to plant for this year. So that is why when I was showing pictures of yam, that's why most of them are not selling their yam. because they increase the farm and they need to put extra. Now the challenges, like I told you, those yams were not supposed to be brought home. They are supposed to stay on the farm, but because herdsmen and other people, but herdsmen play a majority role there. They are harvesting the yam. Not that they will harvest. As herdsmen don't cook, they don't have house, as in they are not staying in a permanent place. They move around, but they are going with cutlasses and everything in the bush on the farm. So anywhere they go to and they see and they are hungry, or maybe they've been moving around and the animals are not getting anything to eat, anywhere they get to, they just branch that farm, put in cutlass and harvest the yam. Sometimes they will harvest plenty and put their cattle there. The cattle will be feeding on a farmer's farm. So presently they've been harvesting a lot of farmers yam, so they are moving it back home. Those are the yam they want to plant, but it's better to keep it at home than for them to steal it. And that is one thing. So that's why I'm saying, if care is not taken, yam is going into extinction, and we will be forced to keep paying more for yam, because yam, as like now, a medium small tuber is like 1,000, 1,005. Even in the town, in the village, you cannot even get to buy. Nobody is putting yam in the market again, except farmers that have it at home are the one that are still eating. You saw, I was showing the video, my landlord harvested his own, though we are hitting at it, because to be candid, they are hitting their house, so they cook for me every day. So it's the yam we eat. So I was saying, are we going to plant all this? He said, plus the bandits taking over the Niger State and Taraba, Taraba, and Benue State are the major towns where they produce yam. Niger State now is off limits because right now they are facing bandits and farmers are scared to go to the farm. You can Google it, you read it in the news. And so you see, if you are here and you want to do something, you love eating yam like I do. I'm sure when I started, I said you'll be wondering what's my problem with yam. I'm an Ekiti woman and I love eating pounded yam. My case is even pounded yam. You understand? So I'm so concerned about my yam going into extinction. So if you can plant something in your compound, see, you can plant yam inside bag. Just put soil, put poultry waste, cattle dung, mix it with some soil, put it inside a bag. Make sure you punch the bag. This corner, punch it. The reason for punching the bag is that so that I told you I'm not going to stay long, and my time is almost fast spent, but I'll just explain this. So you punch the bag, as in punching is you make some holes around the bag so that when you put water, if the water is too much, it can have space to drain away. They allow the yam, put it by the window side, put it anywhere outside. You understand? As the yam is coming up, make sure you wet it maybe twice per day, depending on the intensity of the sun. As the yam is coming up, find a stick, put it beside it in the soil there, so that the yam like to climb. They are climbers, so they will be climbing there. In the next 3 months, you harvest yam. So you can get bags like that to do your urban planting or yam planting. For those of you that love yam, I know I will always have access to yam. It's just that I'm concerned about other people. I'm concerned about the price, as the way yam price keeps increasing every time. So I just felt I should share this with you this afternoon. So guys, you should, if you're a farmer, I don't know what you can do about it. Honestly, to be candid, it's a big challenge when you come to the way herdsmen. I've preached about it, that people should look for where farmers are in clusters, where you're in group, and then maybe you can take security. Because if you are going to the farm right now, if you are not really, we have a bit, farmers don't live on the farm, except if you are living on your farm or you are living close to the farm or whatever. But as long as farmers are not staying on the farm, we are still battling the herdsmen, the wala, and we don't have bandits here yet, but we have herdsmen disturbing us. And the funny thing, there are two types of herdsmen. There are two types of herdsmen. They are the ones, there are some that are living with us there. Fulani, let me not say herdsmen. Yes, Fulani, they all have cattle. They are the one we have that are living here. Some of them are born here and everything. They also destroy farm, but they are not as destructive as the one that are traveling. They are some that are living here. They've built houses here. They have children here. If you are not there, they destroy your farm. If you are not there, or if you are lucky, you catch them or you're able to trace them, you get some little compensation, because police are in support of herdsmen, because herdsmen say to police more than farmers. Yes, it's the truth. So now, But the most destructive ones are the ones that are traveling, the ones that left the north and are moving around and you cannot trace them and they don't have any, you understand? Those ones will destroy your farm. And if you say those ones, they will not harm you, but they will destroy your farm if you are not there. As in this, there's a mentality with herdsmen. If they go around, they are going with cattle around. If the cattle get food to eat, as in grasses, you won't have problem. But the cattle, they ensure that the cattle must be fed daily before they take them back to their hut. So if they don't get food for the cattle, any farm nearby at night, in the evening, maybe they go back home around 5, 6. Most times now, farmer have to go to the farm and sit down around the farm till around 5, 6, 7, so that you scare them away from your farm. If you don't do that, what they do is when they are moving back home and the cattle are not well fed, if the cattle are not well fed, what they just do, they enter any nearby farm, they enter the place and they just push. It is the herdsmen, the people following them, that show the cattle where to feed. It's not the cattle that will intentionally enter your farm. It's those guys that will just say, okay, they take the cattle, they speak to them, they understand their language, so they direct the cattle to feed on your cattle. But okay, my main concern this afternoon is, okay, yam is going into extinction. Brief solution before I leave. Brief solution I would prefer to it. One, I told you there's a machine at Nkam. Nkam is at Ilorin, Nigerian Center for Agricultural Mechanization. Yes, I'm correct. I don't always remember all those names or whatever, but mechanization. Nkam at Ilorin. So Nkam has a machine, and I told you, having a tractor is different than having the tractor attachment. So there's a yam making something that Nkam has. So I think they did a prototype, they did one, and presently, as of last year, not presently, as of last year, when a contact of mine got in touch with them, they said it's 2.5 million. My contact asked me if farmer will contribute to buy it, and I told her no. And you'll be surprised. Why did I say no? Farmers are the ones using it, truly. But farmers cannot afford to buy. See, 90% of farmers, 90%, 80% of people that are really producing our food are rural farmers, and they are not financially capable. And why are they not financially capable? They are not financially capable because they don't dictate the price of what they are selling. The farmer will go to the market, buy chemical, buy cutlass, buy hose at the agreed price in the market. But when it's time to sell farm produce, they are not the one that dictates the price. It is the market that dictates the price. So most farmers are not financially okay. They are not financially capable, so they are not able to say, you understand? So they live, okay, we make money this year. They use the money to quickly build one house. The remaining part of the money, that's what they go take back to the farm. So you cannot ask them. They will not answer you if you say, come and buy machinery. But if somebody say, okay, look, if you get somebody trustworthy to handle it over to, or whatever, in a community where they're farmers. See, if you get a tractor or the attachment, then you just borrow farmers. As I'm speaking with you today, I was with some farmers early this morning. I will soon go. I keep saying I will soon go, my child. I was with some farmers this morning, and the discussion was about tractor. We know every year now, this is March, by next month, we're expecting rain anytime from now. You can see me. So by April, we expect rain will have come, and every farmer will be running around to plow. Plowing means there's an attachment to tractor that it turn over the soil. So every farmer does that before they plant. So now that they are already saying, and then farmer pay for rentage for that tractor. Like everybody will start going booking. You go and book. I want to plow 10 acres. I want to plow 20. I want to plow 10. There are people that have the tractor. The local government also has one that they lease out. So when you go and register with them and borrow like that, they come to your farm, they plow, and you pay. We pay upfront sometimes, yes, because if you don't pay, they might not come to your farm. So we pay, and then they bring the tractors and plow. So if you know you want to do that kind of business, is that yam attachment. You just get the yam attachment, and then you can lease farmers. I believe farmers will readily borrow, because imagine when we get foreigners to come and do yam here, to come and make yam heaps, the mandatory one that farmer will insist they will make is 200 heaps per day. 200 heaps per day means 200 times 30, they will make 6,000 heaps per month. Now, if you make 6,000 heaps per month, the month again, we are rushing. Farmers are rushing to quickly make that heaps before the rain will go, because if the soil is hard, they will not be able to make the heaps again. And it's part of that is one part of the challenges I did not mention. The machineries is not available, but that machine I find in Nkam, that machine can make like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 or even more than that. I can't really remember the figure again. About 1,000 or 2,000 heaps per day. Can you compare 1,000 heaps to 200 heaps per day? That's the big difference there. So that machinery is something that will really increase food production. But the S-man issue, honestly, I don't know how to tackle it except ban open grazing, which our people are not ready to do for now. So we keep that one aside. And like I told you, the people in Niger State, they are not ready to, they are scared of going to the farm, and that's where major of the yam are being produced. Niger, Taraba, they are facing a lot of bandit issues. So obviously, yam prices will keep increasing. I know a lot of people are planning to go to yam now, but please, you weigh the challenges, the pros and cons before you get it. If there's any question, 2 seconds, 2 minutes. If there's no question, then I'll disappear, and then we'll meet some other time when I come up. See, I apologize. Some people say whenever I want to come online, I should inform them. See, it's impromptu for me. Something comes to me, I'm free, and I just want to share it, and I just feel, okay, let me come around and share it. And most times when you fix time and whatever, people don't show up. So why fix time? Why not just go at my own leisure time, at my own convenient time, and just do whatever I want to do and share whatever I want to share. So guys, catch you. If there's no question, catch you some other time. And thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. And okay.